Very good afternoon, Ritu ma'am. So great to see you here, just sitting in front of me. And I know you are
Same
a
here.
very busy person. You stay busy with your classes, online, offline, so far as my information is concerned. And I was damn eager to connect with you for different reasons. Of course, one reason is very common, but so many other reasons as well. So before we
Thank
dive
you so
into
much.
the conversation, I would like you to say a few words about you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. First of all, I must be grateful to you for inviting me on your esteemed channel. So, this side, Ritu Pathak, and I'm connecting you from Agra. Basically, I hold an MA degree in English literature with a gold medal distinction. I love assisting English learners, and you can say I'm basically an English aficionado. Helping others is my passion, basically in English literature or language, whatever you say. And to add on, I love to teach Indian students and international students as well. So, this is pretty much about me.
Great, great. So you teach to the international students as well.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Trying my best.
Great, great. So far as something about me is concerned, I'm Kavaljit Kaur, and at the moment, I'm connecting from Jalandhar. I am from science background, not at all from English. But yes, this subject, this language has been a fear for me. Once upon a time, you can say, uh, I came across some very embarrassing situation in my life, though science is always studied in the English medium, but that remains confined to the discourse, like vocabulary related to your subject only. I'm a go-getter. I always try to grab the opportunities and try to avail those moments, whatever come my way. So, whole of my journey so far, that has gone the way it came my way. But at certain point in time, I started thinking about myself that why not to work on my grooming or just to have a look in my bucket list, what is there lying over there. And this, to be proficient in this language was at the top. So then I started my journey of like learning English or especially the spoken English part just 1.5 years back, or at the maximum 2 years back. I took it seriously. But I'm using this word seriously, but in spite of it, I was not so serious, so not so regular because of my other engagements as well. So I'm an English passionate, you can say, and I'm trying to turn my fear into passion at the moment. So I'm not at all expert with all the disclaimer. So let's begin with the actual part of our discussion. The motive behind making these kinds of conversational videos is to inspire the people who want to hone their communication skills or who want to excel in this language. And you are already a skillful person, a language expert, and just now I got to know that you are tutoring to the international students as well. You see, Ritu ma'am, in the recent past, what we have observed, uh, a numerous number of students, people from all walks of life, like irrespective of gender, class, or the background they come from, they are turning towards internet or they are turning towards YouTube to work on, you can say, their communication skills or to master this language. Do you think it's a temporary craze or something down deeper?
Yeah. See, it's the need of an hour that is undoubted, right? We all need to work on this language, and everyone has gone crazy after this language. You ask even if my maid, she is so crazy about this language. Every time she wants me to give her a lesson on English. So what do I see here? That everyone loves to basically hone their skills or upgrade their lifestyle. So whatever it may be. So you can say that it has become not only a craze, but people are serious about this language. Many WhatsApp groups are running, they are surfacing on social media as well. People have gone really crazy about this language, and there's nothing bad in it. But ultimately, I can say that it depends from person to person. Why they want to learn this language matters the most, right? Some people, they want to learn with a motive to get promotion in a job, or some people, they just want to be called as a street smart. They want to plunge into any kind of conversation anytime happening. Women, basically women, they are loving this language because of attending their PTMs of their little children, and they want to be a role model in front of their little children. So we can't say this specifically, but yes, people are driving towards this language and they want to learn this language. The reasons may be different, but people are loving this language. The worst part is that 60% of them are stopping themselves from moving ahead. The reason is very simple, they don't want to come out their comfort zone. Recently, very recently, I tried to figure it out that what is the reason. People have camera phobia, a lot of them. They want to learn this language. They can drop messages in language, but as soon as I drop a message that, okay, we are having a Zoom session and you have to switch on your camera, you have to switch on your cameras, they vanish away. So this is the thing. This is the worst part. What my point is, Kamaljit ji, that if we want to come to the upfront and we want to learn this language very seriously, then we must come out of the comfort zone. Rome was not built in a day. You need to practice it on the regular basis. People who work in MNCs, they are pretty aware of the importance of Friday night. So I was having a conversation with a member, and he disclosed that ma'am, we plan to work on our English only on weekends, right? This is not going to work. We think that if we spend 9 to 10 hours on weekends or whenever we do have time, not on regular basis, it is a terrifying concept. So we have to work on it. We have to understand this is learning. English is a native language. English is a foreign language, and we are non native speakers. So it is something like you have to immerse yourself in this language if you are pretty sure about it. You have to invest your time. What are we doing? We are wasting our time. We are thinking a lot. So don't think, just jump. Right? It is simply like if you want to learn swimming, you have to jump into the pool. You can't just
Hmm,
watch videos on swimming and learn the strokes from there. So it's very simple.
that's true. You have given a wonderful example of swimming, and uh, I want to take a dig over it. Yes, I want to be a good swimmer. I have tried a number of times in my life. My kids swim very well, and but yeah, theoretically I can do. I know how to swim, but once I enter into the pool, I start drowning. So I try to make. I have made so many attempts, but I don't know why I couldn't learn swimming in my life. Just sharing it with you. So,
Thank you.
okay, Rituji, you cater to both the spheres in the sense like you give the coaching to the students in person, I guess, and you are giving online coaching as well, and you keep on having these kinds of conversations with the people who are on the journey of learning English, and school going or college going students, they might also be coming to you. When school or college going students they turn up to you, that makes a sense because in 40 or 50 minutes, they sometimes find it very difficult to cope up with the pace of their teacher. And sometimes they hesitate to go back to the teacher and they start looking for these kinds of help outside somewhere. But on the other side, people like us, me, you can also include me, who are there here onto this platform, they approach you to have these kinds of sessions. Which, because so far you might have catered to thousands of the students in your journey so far. What common challenge you have come across? Like they share with you that this is our biggest fear, and why we want to get out of it. Uh, would I make uh, some sense? Like the biggest fear you might have come across on their journey.
Yes. There is not only one fear, Kamaljiji, if you believe me, there are a lot of fears popping up in their mind out of nowhere. And they are just the castles in the air, they don't have any kind of existence. The first important fear that they always face is fear of making mistakes, right? Before even starting the session, they admit that, ma'am, we are going to commit a lot of mistakes. I always make them comfortable that by saying only it's take it easy, just chill, right? We mustn't pursue perfection. The problem is this: we don't know the difference between fluency and perfection. We think that we need to speak English without committing any mistake. So don't fall for it. We are simple human beings. If I listen to my own conversation, I can pick as many mistakes as I can, right? In sentence making, in structures, in using the wrong word at the wrong time. But it's okay, Kamalji. This is the exact process to learn something. So you must admit that you are feeling a bit scary, you are shaking in the boots, but at the same time, you must also admit, remind yourself that we are simple human beings and we are in the process of learning something. And we will definitely commit the mistakes. So it's not a thing to worry about. Second important fear, I think that they admit that we forget words no matter how much they work on it. And they were showing me a month ago, I remember they were showing me their diaries. I mean, multitude in a large amount of diaries or registers and notebooks. They keep on jotting down the words, they keep on jotting down the phrases, but they forget it. The simple reason is they don't practice the way they note it down. Like, I use a word and you are so mesmerized that, okay, now Ritu has used this word, I must note it down. But it always remained dead in your notebook. You haven't cared the next second to take that word out of your notebook and use it finally. So you have to note down those words, use those words in sentences. You have to work like homework, like our teachers, they used to give us homework, right? So you have to work on it like that. You have that kind of mindset. You mustn't have that. Like, you have noted down, you say the word, you use the word. But what we do the opposite. We just see the word and that's all. So you don't have to follow the policy of only looking at the words and noting them down. You have to see it, say it, and use it. That is the only solution that I personally feel like to share with my beginner community. And second thing, I think that they have a feeling of terror because they don't understand native speakers. So even I feel sometimes I have to also struggle a lot when I teach my international students. I have to be all ears to understand their accent. And you won't believe that I work 4 to 5 hours on myself on the regular basis. Still, I commit a lot of mistakes. So, when did I say that I am the most intelligent person on this universe? Never, never did I claim. I always consider myself till date as a beginner, right? Who is a beginner? Beginner is that every person who is working on oneself, and there is nothing problematic in that. And the last important thing they say that, ma'am, we understand everything, right? We can read, we can understand, but when it comes to speak, the world collapses. So, what is the problem? Because you are not making your thought process active. There are four tools we all know: listening, speaking, writing, and reading. Out of four, two, like reading and listening, you see, they are your passive tools. You read a lot, but not aloud. So if you are considering reading to just make it as a part of your learning process, speak or read aloud. Because when you are reading aloud, you are training your brain to understand the information in this language. So when you speak, you will feel that, oh my God, you will be awestruck. It's a natural process coming to me naturally. Read aloud, that is the most important, you can say, strategy that I always forward to each one of my students who want to learn this language seriously. And they have that feeling of FOMO, that fear of missing out. What if I miss out something? Like,
Hmm.
I give you a set of 10 words and you're so mesmerized, you say, okay ma'am, wow, what the hell, I mean, I haven't heard these advanced words before, never. But a second moment, another teacher pops up out of nowhere and she gives you a set of phrases, new phrases. Then you want to work on that, but you never. Third teacher comes and she gives
Hmm.
you another set of some idiomatic expression. Now you are again falling for it. Stop. This is your brain, right? You can't declutter your brain like an Almira. Start decluttering your brain. Like, just you can say, uninstall those apps which are of no use. Uninstall those words which are of no use. Target 5 words a day, until and unless you are confident enough to use them in your next conversation. So, what I practically do whenever I have a session with my students, I give them 5 words, any 5 words, and you won't believe, we work deliberately only on those 5 words, not even the sixth word. So what happens that they are mastering those 5 words, right? And not only they master those 5 words at the end of the session, they started using those five
Hmm.
words because what I do the next moment they are understanding the meaning of those 5 words, I give them synonyms. Synonyms means that simply, like, if you have another word for the same word, how can you use it? Then I give them context, and at the end of the day, I give them script. So, see, by the end of the session, they have already mastered those 5 words. So, my point is only little and often. Don't waste long hours because you will end up sweating your own self. So don't feel burnout. It is a learning process. It must be, according to me. I don't know about others, but for me, it's an enjoyable process. Why are we learning? Right? We are learning to polish ourselves, not to prove ourselves. And the last thing, not the least, you can say that external validation. Every time, everyone wants external validation. Am I doing good? Am I looking good? Am I fine? Am I doing the right strategy? Stop asking others.
Hmm.
Always come up with that right mindset. This is my life and this is my way. So,
Hmm.
whatever strategy works for you, grab that opportunity, grab that strategy, stick to it unless and until you feel comfortable with that. So, it's very simple process.
So that way you teach your students in a very interesting way. Even the moment you were narrating all this, I got mesmerized. So I started feeling like I'm also one of them, one of those students. So I will
It's a
also
big
try to follow
compliment.
your footsteps, your guidance as well. So far as my efforts in this field are concerned, I'm definitely going to follow it. We just talked about like, as per your words, there are four modules of this language, and there are thousands of videos onto YouTube, and people they come with the claim you can learn this language if you go this method or in 10 days, 20 days, kind of things. And and you have also concluded that everyone has to find out their own strategy, because everyone has their own limitations, their own strength. So no one shoe can fit all. It's a practical approach, pragmatic approach, we can say. But as a tutor, as a teacher, if out of these four modules like reading, listening, writing, and speaking, can you categorize it in a way like, because you some beginner is there. Beginner has to begin from scratch. Like, and the person, though we all have studied this language during our school or college days, but the way this language is taught or was taught, I think that too, our whole education system needs overhauling. At least the languages shouldn't be taught in a theoretical way. It's something which is should be associated with the practicals. Rather, I feel more leverage should be given to the practical part. Like language means we want to speak. But what is the fun of it if we are just focusing on the theoretical part and getting 100 out of 100 marks? But when it comes to facing somebody or the real time situations, we can't utter even a single word, which happens. And this is the kind of education system we are in, right? But as a tutor, suppose you are given the chance to bring the amendments, make the changes. What kind of changes would you come up with so that a language learning, because now it is trendy, it is in, and because of globalization, it has become mandatory for all of us. If we want to grow, we have to imbibe, we have to surround ourselves, whether you like it or you don't like it. Maybe some mother is want to learn it for the sake of her child, or somebody needs a pay hike or job kind of thing, anything. So you are given a chance. Okay, Ritu ma'am, now this is the plethora of all this stuff. Now kindly make it easier for the beginners. In what way would you go?
Very crispy and very witty question you have asked. Or I'll try best to answer this. That if I were given the chance to control this kind of, you can say, activity where I am all in all to control, I would recommend reading because I am an avid reader. Kamalji ji, I have come from the background where there was no atmosphere, right? And I used to live in a joint family where there were so many members, but none of them would speak in this language. The second problem, since ages, English has been taught to us as a subject, right? And you have rightly pointed out that a student who scores 100 out of 100 may not speak even a single sentence correctly, right? It is a bookish knowledge, which we normally say. So, again, the same thing, that this is a kind of passive learning. So if I were be the master of this beginners community, I would definitely recommend reading first of all. According to me, reading is a plethora of knowledge. People say that, ma'am, we don't know how to speak on any topic. Like, how come people speak on any topic? Have you ever given a shot to reading? Have you ever read a book? First important thing, start reading because it gives you consistency, right? Because we are beginners. I am telling you from the point of view of a beginner, not of intermediary or the advanced level speaker. We are talking about beginners here. So pick any book. People are again confused or perplexed what to read and why to read. So, what to read? Start with fable stories, moral stories, short, concise, simple structures. Second one, why? Because it develops consistency in you. And when you follow the pattern of consistency, your brain will arouse curiosity. Getting it? And when you are curious to know more and more about a particular word, a structure, then your brain will ask you, now where are you going to use this? And you can just give it a knock to your brain. I will practice this word and one day I will use it. So you see, it's a long process, it's a slow process, but at the same time, it is prominent one. Start with reading. But again, there's a catch. Read aloud. Read aloud. So, what are you doing? You are blending passive plus active strategy. You are reading, but not passively. See,
Hmm.
reading is a passive activity. When you read in mind, you have to visualize yourself as if you are a reporter, as if you are a teacher, and you have thousands and thousands of audience in front of you. You are at the podium, all set to just make the conversation fiery, and you imagine as if after that people are going to stand up and give you that kind of standing ovation. You just have to visualize. So the first important thing is your mindset. Think like that. Where do you want to see you after 5 years, after 10 years? Why do you want to learn this language? When people in the mid half, they want to give up, they want to quit, I always ask them, okay, you give up. This is your life. I'm no one to pursue you to just keep on just going on this track. But why have you started? Why have you? Then say, yes, ma'am, you are right. When you have already covered 60%, then
Hmm.
what's got in your mind? Why are you quitting? You must go on and on. And at the end of the day, I always feel, Kamaljiti, this strategy always works for me. I don't know about others. Life is too short to criticize others, to think too much, right? This is your life. Enjoy whatever time we have. If we want to learn English, why to be so scary or feeling those kind of, you can say, about the external validation? This is your life. Come on, enjoy the way you want. And in between, whenever you feel quitting, first question, ask yourself, why did you even start this kind of journey? Secondly, remind yourself of giving or rewarding yourself, even with a chocolate, even with a cup of tea, whatever. I always do this till date. Whenever I am in the mid of something, I know that I couldn't get up before 2 hours. I have to complete this assignment. I always pat myself, okay, it's okay. After that, you will be served a cup of tea, piping hot tea. This is the thing. So you have to make your mindset very, very strong. You have to move in the positive direction no matter what. And if you are thinking about the whole world, you
You
will
can't
never
win
be
the
able to
game.
do it.
Yes. Hmm.
You will lose the game even before you start, right?
Hmm.
So don't give external validation so much importance. Just think this is your life, this is your way. Find the correct strategy. According to me, reading is the foremost out of these four, because reading not only gives you knowledge about different topics, but it will definitely help you with the expansion of vocabulary, and you will get to know about the basic structures while conversing with anybody. So, yes, this is, but read aloud. This is a must go for me. This is a secret weapon.
Hmm. So the conclusion out of this whole discussion is there are no tips or tricks. Consistency is very important. And yes, there come the moments when we think of giving up. But yes, uh, not only it comes on the way when we are learning a language, even in our life, we come across so many of the moments when, because everybody has so many their own like story pitfalls we pass through. This is what we call life. So every time when you think of giving up, you must say to yourself, one more chance. Why not to give one more chance? Because we all have got just one life. And why to let it go this way in a wasteful manner? So we must almost try to make it productive. So because as time is running, ma'am, there is so much to share with you, and you are a kind of person like I was forgetting what to ask because I was finding myself so much engrossed into every single word which was coming from your mind, from your mouth. So I would like to wrap this session over here because of the time constraint, with the hope that we will meet soon again, some other time, whenever it would be possible for you as well. But yes, the biggest takeaway out of this session is that be consistent and reading as per your words. It's very important. And read aloud, because when you read aloud, you feel the crux of those phrases or those lines, and because they are you would find it relatable also. And when we find something relatable, then learning becomes easier for us. So with all this, thank you very much, ma'am. So have a
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
fantabulous day ahead. Thank you very much.
You too. Bye bye, ma'am. Thank
Bye
you.
bye. Bye.